Hey guys, I want to have a look at, there's some people that actually trade or some people that are in Australia that have their money in managed funds, and they're very interested to see what's actually happening overall. So I'm gonna give you a good look at the Sydney All Ords, or the Australian All Ords, and tell you what I think is coming and what the charts are saying. So let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alrighty guys, so I want to do a market update on the Australian market, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I had an acquaintance of mine come to my house just recently, and he was saying, "Oh, John, you know, I've got a lot of money in the property market as well too, and I'm leveraged there." And he goes, "And I got $300,000 in a managed fund." And I said to him, "Let me ask you a question. What happens if the property market drops another 20%? Because it already has. Where I'm living right now, the house I'm living in right now is worth 1.1 million. And he owns property around the same area as well too, and I said it already went down from 1.3 down to 1.1, probably even $1 million right now. So there's about $200,000 to $300,000 that the area I'm living in right now has already lost. So that's still a fair chunk that the market actually pulled back. Oh, John, that's okay. It's just cooling off. Oh, cooling off. How does something go from 1.3 to down to 1 within 12 months? That's it's like, can you see what I'm saying here? Like, you know, it's like you've got to be really careful about what you do. And I said to him, what happens if the property market pulls back even more and the stock market crashes? He goes, "Well, that'd be really bad." And I said, "Well, that's probably going to happen." And he goes, "Well, what do I do?" And I said, "Well, firstly, what I recommend you're doing is just getting out of the market in general. Secondly, is just educate yourself to learn how to take control of your own money." And so he's like, "Oh, but John, there's nothing wrong with the Australian economy and everything's fine and this and that and this and that and that." And he started going on all these reasons why. And I said, stop. I said, let's just look at the facts, all right? If the Australian market was doing so well, why have they dropped rates the last couple of announcements? Now, the recent announcements, they kept it on hold, but the prior two, they dropped it down twice. I said, if the economy was doing so well, how come they've dropped the interest rates? I said, you know yourself, right? You're a smart guy. I said, that's the way to do, right? If things are okay, they won't really move it. If things are really doing well and things are really booming, like everything's booming, guess what? They start to raise rates, right? To cool it down so it doesn't get too out of control. They try to stop and prevent bubbles from happening and so on and so forth. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, and I said, mate, you've got $300,000. I'm not benefiting whatsoever by doing this. I said, my recommendation for you is just to get out of the markets. Even if you miss out another 5 or 10% on the upside, I said, you're better off being out right now. And so you know, and I was talking to him, and he just wouldn't listen to me. He's just like, oh well, maybe I'll do it by the end of the year then. And I'm just like, really? I said, what happened? And because I know what's going on with the whole Donald Trump thing and stuff as well too. I said, what happens if we really start to get like some serious pullbacks soon, like really? And I said to him, by my understanding about the Australian economy and what I'm looking at in the charts, I said, it's not looking good. It's not looking healthy. We are rolling over, and we're likely to start heading down real soon. And I believe, and I said to him, and I believe, he goes, oh, sure, the market's around 4,400, so, you know, we don't have to really worry about that, and, you know, it's been holding strong there, and all that sort of stuff. And I said to him that I know how to read my graphs, I know how to read my charts, and the charts are not looking good, the long-term charts. So that's the reason why I'm doing this video, guys, is because I know there's some people out there that are still like, what's the Australian economy doing, and what's the overall market doing? And this is where you got to be really strong about, you know, what you're actually really strong about what the long-term picture in the All Ords, the Australian market, what it's actually telling you and what's actually really going on. So firstly, I want to share with you guys is that firstly, if you draw from this major low to that major high, you can clearly see, let me just draw this down through here. Man, my computer's slow, isn't it? Alright, cool. Alright, so let me just draw that through there. You can clearly see, guys, if I just draw that trend line through there, and the reason I'm drawing it through there is you can just see that this starting point through here, lots of support, and you can see this, all this area of resistance. That's the reason why I drew it there. We had this like a little false breakout, and then the market continued running up from there. Alright, so you can see what's going on through there. Make sense? So you can see that through there. So you can see this long term has been breaking down, and you can see long term what's happening. Now, if I bring this up here, and let me bring this up to a monthly chart now, and I want to share something with you. So we're looking at this monthly chart overall, okay? And you can see monthly that it was in this nice big up move, and it came back down. And let me just delete that. Let me delete that for a minute, and let me show you what I'm saying here. If you look at this overall chart, what does this look like it's forming right now? Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? Major topping pattern. The market is showing you shoulder, head, shoulder. It's making, and remember, guys, this has taken 2014, 2015, and almost 2016 to complete. This is a major round topping pattern in the markets. But let's actually dig a bit. That's what the major monthly chart is showing you. Let's go have a look. Let's go back to the weekly chart. So if we go back to the weekly chart, remember that's the major formation that's been happening for the last few years. So let's go have a look at the shorter term time frame. So the shorter term time frame, such as the weekly chart. Let's have a look at a couple of years, and let's just draw a few trend lines. And I want to draw the trend line up from there to there. You know what? And I'm going to draw it. I'm just going to draw it through there. That'll be the one that I just want to draw it through there. And the reason why I drew it through there is we had a support through there. You know what? I'm making it up. Let's actually just look at what the market is telling us here, okay? Let's just look at the facts for what it is. Again, let's go back to peaks and troughs. What's going on here? Oh, we have a peak, we have a trough. And you can see this here, right? This is the reason why, guys, it's so important. You can see on this weekly chart, right? We broke down, and so the market ran back up. What is this now? This here is a false breakout to the downside. Now market ran back up, and you can see the market's running back up through there. So now we have this lower peak, but we have this what? Higher trough. Market runs up, higher peak, higher trough. Oh, market runs up, we have this higher peak. We have this higher trough, right? It's like, oh cool, the market's stepping up, runs up, bum, bum. What's this? It's a lower peak, and the market, and you can see this last week, in the Sydney market, we had quite a significant sell-off, causing this major lower peak now, and it's rolling over. So as you can see, the sellers are creeping into this, and the sellers are now starting to have a bit of dominance, because you can see just with the flow of the market that this is what the market is telling you. So, but also what is the market telling you? As you can see on this chart, what also is the weekly chart telling you? Shoulder, head, and shoulder. So as you can see, guys, that the all odds, the Australian market itself, that's not even looking good. And if you did want to draw some sort of a trend line, let's just make it a black. If you did want to draw some sort of trend line, you can see that there could be the trend line that you want to use. Why? Because you've got this. Let me just bring up a red line. You've got the support there, support here, and you can see how it's resistance through there. So you can see what's going on now, guys, and you can see how the markets ran up and draw it through there. So as you can see, guys, when you start to pull apart these charts and have a look at what the market is telling you, it's like, there's so much on this chart the market's telling you right now. So much on this chart that the market is telling you, and what's really going on. So you can see what's going on through there. Now let's go over to the daily chart here for a minute. Let's go to the daily chart. And as you can see, even on the daily chart, you can. I have a chart reading technique that I use called strength in moves. And what I mean by that is that if you look at the last few months, if you look at the buyers and sellers, which one has been stronger? Which one has been stronger? The the buyers or the sellers? Well, let's have a look at this here, right? We can see here we had this really, really, really strong. Let's do that again. Let's go 8. Right, so you can see we had this really, really, really strong buying movement, right? So we had strong buys. You can see strong buys meaning that you had some dominance in the buyers movement. You can see that there. And then we had this little pullback. This is a couple of days of pullback. And so you can see what's happening here, right? You can see we had these massive strong buyers, and then we had sort of this weaker seller period. You can see the differences there, right? So we had these big strong buyers, big strong sellers. But look what happened here. This was the first telltale sign that something's not right. Look how weak these buyers are. You had up, and it just kept going up. Now look at this, up, down, up, down. Look how weak those buyers are. That is the first sign to say the buyers are not as strong as they are over here. Something's not right. And now look what's happening. Now, can you see how this leg down, the sellers are so much more stronger now than the buyers back here. So you had this big buying leg. We had so much buyers through there. And we had weak sellers. Okay, buyers have dominance. But you can see how it flipped. Now we went from strong buyers to weak sellers. Now we're going from weak buyers to strong sellers. Can you see that? And you can see the dominance. Now guess what happened? We had this sort of strong buying period through there. And then we went in from a strong buying period to a weak buying period. See how it just went strong and then it went into weak. And then we had this sell-off, like a strong selling. And then guess what? Look at this last few legs. And then we had this sort of weak buyers. You can see how the buyers had struggled moving up. And now we can see the dominance of the sellers here. Now you might want to rewind that thing there, because this is the art of reading charts, guys. Because this is the strength. This is what I call strength in moves. Because the strength in moves is telling you what's really going on. And as you can see, if you're looking at this whole picture here, we had this one big strong buying leg and another big strong buying leg here back in September. But you can see, especially right now as we speak, we've had these strong sellers, weak buyers, strong sellers, and the buyers are still struggling right now on this daily chart. So we have dominance on the sellers. Okay, so it's a chart reading technique, guys, that it was absolutely will, without a doubt, help you become a much better trader. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this little update on the Australian market, plus an awesome chart reading technique. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course. And I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.